Magandang araw, future teachers. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa aking YouTube channel. In response po sa inyong request in the comment section na sana research content naman. So today, let us review about research. Still 50 questions in a row and answers will be rationalized. Okay, so let's start. Question number 1. Which of the following statements is not a characteristics of a good research title? It is letter B, okay? So use abbreviations to shorten the number of characters. This is not a good characteristics of a research title. Why? Because isa sa mga guidelines or mga basic guidelines sa paggawa ng research title ay dapat walang abbreviations, maliban na lang sa mga common terms. Baka kasi yung reader natin or yung mga people that can read our research, hindi nila maintindihan kung ano ba yung mga abbreviations na yan. Question number 2. This research requires non-numerical data, which means that the research uses words rather than numbers to express results. It is qualitative, okay? Non-numerical data. It uses words rather than numbers. It is qualitative, okay? It seeks to understand a phenomenon within a real-world context through the use of interviews and observations. Number 3, it refers to an issue that has not been fully addressed by previous studies. The answer here is research gap. It is under or unexplored area of a topic that requires further exploration by researchers. Ibig sabihin, may research na nagawa pero meron pa rin mga areas na hindi pa fully answered. Research gap. Number 4, if you're going to look for a topic for your research study, what is the most reliable source you're going to consider? Okay, is it review of related literature, folklores, Wikipedia, blogs? The answer here is letter A, review of related literature. Or we term that as commonly termed as RRL. Kasi it involves past related studies. Dito mo rin makikita kung ano ba yung previous findings ng ibang researchers. Though napakaraming websites that we can visit, but hindi po lahat reliable. Okay? The RRL will be our basis kasi baka yung questions na hinahanapan natin ng sagot ay nasagot na. Okay? Dito rin natin makikita kung ano pa yung dapat na or wala pa na explore or research gap, okay, na kailangan natin punan as researchers. Number 5, it generally provides a broad overview and is never more than a page. It describes the essence, the main theme of the paper. Is it abstract, research topic, background of the study, research problem? The answer here is letter A. It is abstract, okay? It is a broad overview. This is often 100 to 300 words. It describes the essence, the main theme of the paper. It includes the research questions, the significance, the methodology, and the main results of the findings. An overview of your research is your abstract. Number 6, which of the following characteristics describes a good research question? Is it A, feasible, clear, significant, and includes hypothesis? Is it B, feasible, clear, significant, and ethical? Okay, our answer here is letter B. It must be feasible, clear, significant, and ethical. Feasible, you consider the resources. And then in clear, the clarity of how the questions are stated. Iwasan natin yung vague at complex terms. And insignificant, are the research really worth investigating? Is it relevant? Okay. And ethical. We consider the welfare of the people involved, especially the participants or our respondents. Number 7, this is a process of systematically applying statistical and or logical techniques to describe and illustrate, condense and recap and evaluate the data. Okay? So is it data gathering, B data analysis, C methodology, D research design? The answer is data analysis. So it involves the interpretation of data gathered sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng mga statistical or analytical tools. Number 8, these are statements in quantitative research in which the investigator makes prediction about the outcome of a relationship among attributes or characteristics. Okay, what is the answer? Is it problem statement, narratives, hypothesis, results? Okay, an investigator or a researcher makes prediction. It is hypothesis. Okay, this is commonly known as educated guess. Meron itong dalawang uri, no? The null and the alternative hypothesis. Kung sinasabi natin na null, it predicts no effect or no relationship between the variables. Pag alternative naman, it predicts of an effect or a relationship. Okay? So, our clue word here is makes prediction about the outcome. Okay? It's hypothesis. Number 9, which of the following is an example of a continuous variable? Is it learning modality used, students' test score, students' height, students' IQ? The answer is students' height. Okay? Meron po tayong tinatawag na discrete at continuous variable. Okay? Kung discrete, they can be counted, not measured. Okay? Or fixed number. Pag sinasabi natin na continuous, it is measured, not counted or infinite. Okay? Number 10, which of the following is not a strength of quantitative research? Is it objective, replicable, less expensive, speedy data analysis? Okay, take note tayo sa tanong. Following is not a strength. Okay? The answer here is speedy data analysis. Why? Kasi the quantitative study requires extensive statistical data analysis. From gathering the data, tabulations, it is a lot more complex. Number 11. It is an attribute or characteristics that is influenced by the independent variable. It is often labeled as the effect or the consequence variable. What do we call this variable? Is it dependent, independent, discrete, continuous? The answer is dependent. Okay? Dependent variable or the effect. Kasi dalawa yan na independent variable, which is the cause, and the independent variable is the effect. Okay? It is often labeled as the effect, independent variable. For example, how long you sleep affects your test score. So the sleep here is your dahilan or your independent variable, and the test score is your dependent variable or yung epekto. Okay, dependent variable. Number 12, which refers to the systematic investigation and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and create new conclusion. This is it scientific method, experiment, research, science? It is C, research. It is also a process or of steps to collect and analyze information to increase our understanding about an issue. Okay, so bakit mahalaga ang research? Kasi it helps people know and solve the unknown. Halimbawa, nung nagkapandemya, medical researchers find medications to end up COVID-19. So they discover vaccines. So ganun kaimportante yung research. Kaya hindi na siya mamawala sa system ng ating education. Okay, we have to love research. 13, what which type of quantitative research seeks to determine relationship of one characteristics to the other characteristics? Is it correlational, experimental, ex post facto, descriptive? The answer is letter A, correlational. Okay? Why? Because correlational shows relationship or connectedness of two factors or variables. The relationship of 14. It is gathering of information about a certain condition by using senses. This is done directly or indirectly. Is it A, observation, B, survey, C, experiment, D, questionnaire? The answer is letter A, observation. Okay, number 14. It is a way of uh, to gather data by watching people, events, or noting physical characteristics in their natural setting by using your senses. Observation. 15. This research design is used to describe a particular phenomenon by observing it as it occurs in nature. There is no experimental manipulation, and the researcher does not start with a hypothesis. Okay, so is it A, ex post facto, B, quasi experimental, C, descriptive, D, correlational? Okay, the answer in number 15 is letter C, descriptive. The goal is only to describe. Okay, example, workplace bullying among private employees. You are just describing. Okay, 16. This research design identifies the relationship between variables. For example, the relationship between the amount of physical activity done and student academic achievement. Okay, is it ex post facto, quasi experimental, descriptive, correlational? It is letter D, correlational. Okay, it identifies the relationship between variables. Correlational. 17. It is used to investigate a possible relationship between previous events or past events and present conditions. It means after the fact. Ito po yung mga keywords natin. Looks at the possible causes of an already occurring phenomenon. Is it ex post facto, B, quasi-experimental, C, descriptive, and D, correlational? The answer here is ex post facto. Okay, how does the parents' academic achievements affect children obesity? Okay, we are going to know the possible relationship between the past events and the present conditions. Ex post facto, or after the fact. 18. It is used to establish the cause and effect relationship of two or more variables. This design provides a more conclusive result because it uses random assignment of subjects and experimental manipulations. The answer is experimental. 19. Which variable is manipulated by the researcher? Is it the A, extraneous variable, B, independent, C, dependent, D, confounding? The answer is independent variable. This is a variable that a researcher can change. Why? To see how other variable responds or how the other variable respond. 20. Which of the following is an example of quantitative variable? The answer here is plant variety. When we say quantitative, it is countable. 21. What methodology is used for research on political and social issues by pollsters such as SWS and Pulse Asia? It is survey. 22. Student X group was asked to revise some parts of their research because of the vague and complex terminologies being used. Their research advisor told them that they should utilize simple and direct language for better understanding. Which characteristics of a research is being concerned? Is it accuracy? A. B. Clarity. C. Systematic. D. Timeliness. The answer is clarity. Dapat ang mga terms natin are those simple para madaling maintindihan ng reader at walang confusion na mangyayari. Okay? 23. Student A's group won the Best Research Award not only because of how they presented it, but also because of its benefit to the society. Which characteristics of research is concerned? A. Accuracy. B. Clarity. C. Objectiveness. D. Relevance or practicability. Okay, so our answer here is letter D. Okay, it is relevance. Okay, kung magkandak tayo ng study, mas maigi na kapaki-pakinabang sa ating lipunan. Okay, or tayong mga teachers, yung nakakatulong sa paaralan or sa ating mga mag-aaral. Okay, 24. Teacher Mark wants to know if the new learning modalities of the school affects on the academic performance of students in math curriculum. He took the list of the students and selected every eighth name in each class list as participants. What is the sampling method to be used in this given situation? Is it A. Cluster sampling, B. Systematic sampling, C. Simple random sampling, and D. Stratified random sampling? The answer here is systematic sampling. This procedure is simple as selecting samples every nth example, every second or every fifth of the chosen population until arriving at the desired total number of sample size. 25. This refers to the formal acknowledgement by research subjects that they agree the purpose of the research and agree to be studied. It is informed consent. Provides participants with sufficient detailed information on the study so that they can make an informed, voluntary, and rational decision to participate. Adhere po tayo sa research ethics. Kailangan bukal sa kanilang kalooban na sagutin ang mga research instrument natin. 26. Which part of the research can you find the statement of the problem? It is in chapter 1, statement of the problem. 27. A research instrument that consists of a set of questions that aims to collect information from a research participant. Is it A. Observation, B. Questionnaire, C. Survey, and D. Data collection? The answer here is letter B. Questionnaire. Make sure then to follow confidentiality of their answers. Be mindful of your collected questionnaire to keep it properly para maiwasan na ma-divulge yung sagot ng mga participants natin. Okay, so 28. Which part of the research can you find the basic research plan? Okay, is it in the title? B, chapter 1, C, chapter 3, D, chapter 2. The answer here is chapter 3. Dito na yung research plan. Methodology, like the population, the sampling, data analysis, validity, reliability, and so on and so forth. Chapter 3. 29. This type of research has no practical application. It just aims to increase our knowledge about something. Okay, so what type of research is this? Is it applied, pure, practical, qualitative? The answer here is letter B, pure research. 30. Researchers are called participant observer who immerse themselves in the target participants' environment to understand the goals, cultures, motivations that emerge. The answer here is ethnographic research. Halimbawa, an anthropologist living within the society, researching its people or tribe and their culture through a process or sustained observation and participation. Doon siya titira for years to understand their culture. 31. A famous vlogger wanted to know if changing the content of his vlog will affect the number of views per uploaded video. The number of views per uploaded video is it the confounding, dependent, continuous, independent variable? The answer is dependent variable. Okay. Kasi yung number of views per uploaded video, yung effect, no? Effect siya of changing the content of the vlogger. 32. It specifies the coverage of your study, such as the variables, population, participants, and timeline. Is it A, method, B, scope, C, introduction, D, chapter 3? The answer here is the scope. Okay, this would explain the extent to which your research area will be explored and the parameters the study will operate. 33. Student A wants to study the culture of Manobo tribe in Mindanao. Which type of qualitative research should she utilize? Is it A, case study, B, phenomenological research, C, ethnographic research, and D, narrative? The answer is ethnographic research. Here, a researcher has an interest in culture with an emphasis on insider's view. 34. Which type of research involve a deep understanding of detailed account through multiple types of data sources of one or more cases? Is it A, case study, B, phenomenological research, C, ethnographic research, and D, narrative? The answer is case study. Case study is used to generate an in-depth understanding of a complex issue in its real-life context. 35. Student B used lottery system in finding the respondents for his research. Which type of probability sampling method did the researcher utilize? The answer here is simple random sampling. So the researcher randomly select a subset participants from a population. Each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. 36. This refers to the subgroup of the research population. Is it A, respondents, B, research population, C, sampling method, and D, research sample? The answer is research sample. It is a smaller set of data that a researcher chooses or selects from a larger population. 36. Student X asks his respondents to look for another respondent with the same characteristics. Since it is really hard to look for respondents for the kind of research Student X is currently conducting. Which type of non-probability sampling is being utilized? It is snowball sampling. Okay? Snowball kasi the sample group grows like a rolling snowball. 38. It is a variable which the researcher holds constant controls during an experiment. It is also known as constant variable. Is it A, dependent, B, controlled, C, independent, and D, discrete? The answer is letter B, controlled. 38. It's controlled variable. 39. Which part of the research can you find the discussion of the result? Is it A, chapter 3, B, chapter 4, C, chapter 5, D, references? The answer here is chapter 4. So in this section, the results of the analysis are presented. Number 40. Student X approach in research is typically focused on the lives of individuals as told through their own stories. Which type of research best describes this? Is it phenomenological research? Letter B, ethnographic research. C, grounded theory. D, narrative. The answer is D, narrative. 41. Mr. X is a respondent in an ongoing research. The researcher has been conducting the research for 4 months. Mr. X decided not to continue being part of the research because of some personal matters. Is a respondent allowed to withdraw, even if the researcher is not yet done? Is it A, yes, B, no, C, it depends, D, cannot determine? The answer here is yes. The respondent can withdraw even if the researcher is not yet done. Okay? So you may withdraw your consent to participate. Okay? So the study at any time you want without consequences of any kind. Nakalagay po yan dapat sa consent to participate in research. 42. Which part of the research can you find the review of related literature or RRL? Is it A, chapter 1, B, chapter 2, C, chapter 3, and D, chapter 4? The answer is chapter 2. Okay. RRL, or the review of related literature, or journal articles, books, other documents that describes the past and the current state of the information on the topic of your research. 43. The basic human activity in research is it A, inquiring, okay, B, thinking, C, calculating, D, measuring? The very basic is letter A. We are inquiring. We want to know informations na hindi pa natin nalalaman before. Okay? So 44, what research is done in laboratory? Is it A, analysis, B, experiment, C, survey, D, assessment? The answer here is, of course, experiment. It is done in a laboratory. 45. The use of blank is useful in reducing inaccuracies in scientific research. What is the answer? Is it A, measured devices, B, generalization, C, logical reasoning, D, machines? The answer is measured device. When we use measured devices, we are reducing actually the inaccuracies of our research. 46. This can be described as a suggestion regarding the best course of action to take as a result of your summary of findings and conclusion. Is it A, recommendation, B, hypothesis, C, abstract, and D, conclusion? The answer is recommendation. Okay, you can recommend to your future researchers, no, the best course of action to take as a result of your summary of findings and conclusion. 47. This is a process wherein the collected data are categorized and organized. Labeling using numbers and symbols are also applied. Is it A, data collection, B, tabulation, C, coding, D, editing? The answer is coding. Okay, you are assigning numbers, no, you are categorizing, you are labeling, no. Number 48, the totality of all the objects, elements, persons, and characteristics under consideration. It is understood that this possesses common characteristics about which the research aimed to explore. Is it A, characters, B, population, C, sample, D, research method? The answer is population, the totality of the person. Okay, so your population must have, or your population must possess a common characteristics, no, that could answer your research aims or purpose, okay, your objectives. 49, what statistical technique purposes to test the relationship between two continuous variable? The answer is letter D, Pearson's R. 50, a procedure is in quantitative research in which you administer a survey or questionnaire to a group of people. Is it A, methodology, B, survey research, C, research design, and D, sampling? The answer is survey research. Okay? All right, so that would be all for today. Okay, so I hope that you have learned a lot from this presentation, and looking forward for more videos that I can upload to help you in your self-review as you are going to take the LET examination this coming March 2023. Take note that this coming exam, they will be using the new curriculum. Okay, so we have to learn more. We have to review more, no? Because we are anticipating for a new questions, and the research is part of it. Kasi ito yung very very in demand na talaga sa atin yung research, kasi it is very useful in our society. So we have to know research more. So next upload, I will be talking about foundations or philosophical foundations in education. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless us all.